Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lectures of Fallen Wisdom. Today I'm just going to remind you to breathe and how that is actually your only purpose on this earth. Very important that you master the skill of taking in as much oxygen as you possibly can in an unconscious way. That is, that you've inculcated it into your normal pattern, that you take in twice as much, 3 times as much oxygen as the normal human being today. What we have here is a society where everybody is focused on the thing that the breath supports and not the breath itself. The breath is what supports all the goals that you have, all the different things that you want to do, all the creative ideas that you want to express. You must keep your engine idling at a very high level of oxygen, and nobody's doing that. Nobody's teaching that. I mean, they're doing some yoga and this and that for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, but then you go right back to your shallow breath walking around. Really try to master this skill. It's the precondition to any kind of achievement of really any higher level. Breathing, deep, long breathing. It's the key to making you look good. It's the key to making you feel good. It's the key to making you intelligent. It's the key to making you successful. And you really don't have to focus on anything else. That is, you're on this earth. Your cosmic purpose is to breathe. And anything that interrupts that flow is the devil, is evil, is something that should be avoided. And so if it's too distracting, whatever distracts you to the point where it shuts down your breathing, maybe looking at politics too long or getting into an argument with somebody, just breathe. Breathe it out. Breathe out any anger, any negative emotion. Remember, all those things are poisonous. But any kind of poison you take in, you can breathe it out. As long as you can breathe, there's hope. Remember that. So anything that happens to you, you can even breathe your way out of a possible universe. And I've talked about this on other episodes. You can breathe somebody back to life. Can you believe that? If somebody you know dies, you didn't want them to die, start breathing, motherfucker. Your memory will adjust. So there's not a way you can really tell that this is true. But I guarantee you it is. I see the other dimensions. That's true. But it doesn't matter, man. You want to be Brad Pitt, you want to be the best-looking man on the planet, whoever you think he is, you can become that. You just have to take in more oxygen. That's the secret. That's why people are good-looking and other people are not. It's not bone structure. It's not any skin. It's nothing. It's oxygen. Some people are taking in a shitload of it, and they're hot. So would you want to be hot, or do you want to be a low-oxygen motherfucker? And low-oxygen motherfuckers, let me just tell you, their world is different. Their reality is different. Their president is different. Remember that. They live in a darker parallel reality where shit's going really bad. That's what's all meant in the Bible when they talk about the apocalypse. It's all about what happens when you go into a low-oxygen state. The apocalypse starts coming on around you. How do you stop that apocalypse? By breathing it away. Breathe. Take in deep, deep breaths constantly. Just spend like a week. Take off of work. Get off any kind of drugs. Just take a week. Walk around. Breathe deep. Make it second nature to take in 10 times more oxygen than anyone else. And you will see that you will be a magic person. You will have strange new powers. You will be like a superhero. And then you'll want to breathe more, and then you'll want to breathe more. And there's no limit to how high you can go. But once you get the capacity to breathe a certain level, then you plateau, and then you can even get to a higher level. Now, what is that higher level? Some say it's the beings on the sun, that the beings on the sun have floated there from breathing deeply. And that's what heaven is. Heaven is just a planet with a lot of people who are just glowing. And we are worshiping that planet because we aspire to it. And then we go back and look at the moon, and that's a smaller version of us. We appear to the moon as a sun. And so we're the light beings for the moon people, and the sun are housing or are inhabited by the light beings for the earth people. Now, you want to be a light being? You want to go into the sun and be one of those light beings? You have to breathe your way there. You breathe your way up the ray of creation. This is something that comes from Gurdjieff or Ouspensky, but I found it compelling. Bottom line, though, if you want to be good looking, if you want to be smart, if you want to be happy, seriously, if you want to have any kind of hope of happiness, you got to master this skill. There's just no way around it, and nobody has mastered it. And in fact, they beat it out of you. When you're a kid, you breathe much more than you do now. They've given you all these kind of mental scars that each time they come up in your head, they shallow your breathing. Because let me just tell you, if you breathe deeply, deep breaths all the time, you'll never need to sleep and you'll never die. How many people are taking in tons of oxygen every day? Yeah, you can go work out. That can help. That can reestablish your breathing pattern. But again, people work out for an hour, 2 hours. You got to be breathing at that level constantly. And now we've just been poorly trained because our society doesn't value breathing. It values every single thing that builds itself upon proper breathing, but then it just kind of loses sight of the fundamental. The fundamental is, can you go a whole day and not stop breathing? Because some people can't. Some people can't breathe like the whole day. They get distracted the minute they start thinking about something. They start thinking about their past. They start thinking about something that really pissed them off, and then their breathing goes shallow. And then they have to, a voice will come on their head, remember to breathe. And then they'll breathe maybe 3-4 times, and then they'll just go back to dormancy. You have to master this skill. Fuck everything else. Seriously, drop everything. If you can't get this down first, then you build your foundation on it. You're fucked. Okay, that's it.